Hello YouTube, I want to talk to you today about my experience with Busy LLC formation. This year I find myself as the owner of 2 YouTube channels, one of which is monetized. It's not this one. It's one that doesn't feature my face or my voice, but is content made by 2 teenage boys that are doing quite well. They've managed to secure a pretty good audience and are getting a little bit of money every month, and it probably is going to add up to a little bit of tax burden at the end of the year. So we also have some expenses with software and computers and video cards and cameras that are going into this production. So it makes sense to have an LLC and be able to deduct the expenses off the revenue and not pay taxes on the money we're investing, only pay taxes on the profit. So I enrolled myself in YouTube University this year, and last month I settled on Busy LLC as a pathway to get an LLC formed. It was one of many out there. It had a lot of good reviews, and it is fast. So I spent probably like 20 minutes on it. Put my business name I wanted in there, and owner's name, and registered agent information, and my credit card information, and bam. That was it. Probably 20 minutes tops, and sit back and wait. A couple days later, I got the email from them saying, "Congratulations, you're an LLC." So there's a dashboard and a bunch of attachments, and I got my EIN letter from the IRS and registration from the state for the LLC, and cost me $249 for the mid-tier service they offer, $199 for Busy and $50 for my state. So it's quick and easy, boom, up and running. I won't get too much into the contents, but like the operating agreement and such, it's all just canned documents. There's no real mechanism for input, no question and answer session or anything like that. You just get canned documents that are generic, which if I was going to have a multi-person LLC or something, or have more people involved, I would definitely have to have a different document made, I believe, for the LLC. Now that I've seen an operating agreement, I would say there's things I would change. But I'm new to this. I don't know what I was doing, so I just went with that route. And there, I have an operating agreement. Probably needs to be amended before I sign it and do anything with it. But, well, I don't know if they offer that service or not, but I'm just saying what you get out of the box is probably not ideal. It's generic, but it is something, and you do get, it is convenient to have everything just show up. And part of the convenience and part of the attraction was, they have a lot of relationships, so like being brand new at this, one of the things they offered was a tax consultation, a 30-minute tax consultation with a professional. So I'm like, all right, sweet, I'll take that. So within a day or two of the LLC actually being formed, my appointment was scheduled. I had a phone call, tax consultation, probably the day or two after my LLC came through. And it was a 30 minutes. He covers a lot of basic stuff about taxes, when they're due, and how businesses are taxed, and office-based deductions for home office and stuff like that. But I got into specifics with him about, like paying the content providers and stuff like that. And he's like, well, you got to really talk to your state specific, someone who really is expert in your state for your tax purposes and stuff. I'm like, all right. And they offer that service. He said, we offer that service. And that's part of what my call is about today is, basically to get you signed up for the service. So you get 30 days for free. So 30 days, you can have access to accounting, bookkeepers and bookkeeping software and people and tax preparation people. I'm like, all right, well, that sounds fine. 30 days. What's it cost after 30 days? Well, it's $125 a month. I'm like, wow. I have about a 150, 160 once a month coming in right now on this revenue. That would not make sense for me to spend $125 a month on a bookkeeping and a tax service for something that's making less than $200 a month. I'm like, that's probably not a wise decision for me to take. And he has some pressure, like to try and say, well, if you don't think your business is going to grow, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, it just doesn't seem good. I don't have enough. I can't commit 75% of my current revenue for accounting and bookkeeping and tax preparation. That just doesn't seem like a good business decision for anybody to make. So I declined that, and that pretty much ended our phone call. And that, I feel like that's the end of that benefit, was that one phone call to upsell me. So the other thing is they offer registered agent service, and I was going to go that route initially. All the experts on YouTube say you should, but then I got to thinking, well, this is a business that really doesn't have much risk for me, for like people knowing who I am or my tying the business to me. The YouTube channel is named differently than the business name, which is named differently than me. There's already some distance between the public YouTube and me. So I thought, why add a layer of complexity or future cost? Because that's free for the first year too, and then it's an ongoing, one more monthly fee to tack on. So I ended up being my own registered agent. So that's the second perk I didn't take them up on. One of the other attractions they have, I need a business banking account, and they offer a partnership with Bank of America, and they're on it. They were on the ball. They were quick. Bank of America hit me up like the day after I put the order in for the LLC. Like the next day, Bank of America's calling me and saying, well, let us know. We want to help you. And they knew when the LLC was formed. Like they had an appointment set up for me the day after it like formed. And they're like, all right, we need to get you set up with, give us your EIN number and all this stuff. And we'll get you set up with a business checking, a business savings, a business credit. And they want to run a credit history and everything on me. And I'm like, okay. Well, then I said, well, what's the terms? You know, and they said, well, it's free for the first year. And I'm like, for the business checking. That was the first thing I explored in the business checking. It's free for the first year. And I said, well, what's the month 13? And they said, well, month 13 is $16 a month, unless you have $500 a month in debit card purchases, or you maintain an average balance of $5,000, or this or that. There was like 4 conditions to not have a $16 a month charge for checking account. I'm like, that seems, that's 10% of my monthly revenue right now. That seems kind of high for me. Well, it's free for the first year. You know, if you don't think you're going to ramp up, maybe. I was like, well, no, I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't predict the future. But that was the best they offered me. They assured me their fees were the lowest out there, and that they're offering me the best deal possible. Let's get you going. So, all right, I'm going to throw the anchor out here, and I'm going to go do a little more research before I can commit to anything. I don't want to sign up for something that a year from now I'm going to maybe regret. Let me just see what else is out there. So I explored around, and Huntington Bank, who I don't bank with, but they have branches nearby me. They have a no-cost business checking account with 0 minimum balance and no ticking time clock for fees to kick in, and you can do up to 100 transactions a month or something like that, and they won't charge you. It's either based on volume of business, I think, then they'll start charging you for your transactions, they'll start charging you a fee if you do hundreds of transactions a month. But I don't have that kind of volume right now, so I'm not worried about it. But I know free is a good price with no expiration date. So that seemed like the way to go. So I know there's a good chance I might regret $16 a month, but I know I won't regret free. So I went with a free route and went Huntington Bank. So there's another perk I did not use from Busy. So all in all, Busy does provide a quick, easy way to get an LLC set up, and they delivered on that. And they have a dashboard, and I'm sure there may be some other perks I'm not aware of yet. But right now, my first month into this, I'm like over right now on perks. So the $199 got me some quick phone calls and got me some quick action. It did prompt me to do research and get things going. It did help me that way. But it didn't really provide any, I don't think, monetary value to me for that money. If I was doing this again, I think I might opt for the free route or lower cost option than what I picked, actually, in hindsight. But it seems to be right now, my impression at this time, about a month into it, is that now that I have a business account with somebody else and I'm looking at tax and accounting software I bought from some other online provider, I'm like, I'm really feeling like Busy's primary goal is to upsell me and get a revenue subscription for me and the partners, more so it is to help me be successful. So, and again, if I had $1 million idea where I knew things were going to ramp up quickly, money wasn't going to be an issue, I probably would have just said sure to all that, and it would have been real easy to have everything set up really quick. And I mean, I could have had everything a little faster if I'd have just said yes to everybody and got things set up, which is the value in that to some people, but To me, I'm a budget-minded guy, so what I do has to make monetary sense to me. And so it took me a little longer probably to get everything set up and rolling. But I think I have a better position financially than where my revenue is not being captured by Busy and their associates here the first year. So with that, I'm a little bit skeptical now about some of the YouTube content providers I've watched. They obviously have what they're telling me is shaded by their desire to get subscribers and advertisers and generate revenue for their business more so than in mine. And they didn't mislead me, but they definitely don't cover the back end cost or some of the revenue traps that may be presented to a small operator. So all that to say is be careful, my friends out there. If you're looking at an LLC service out there, be aware there's going to be some backside pressure to try to sign up for services that may not be the lowest cost and best solution for you. That's the moral of this video, is as I'm hoping this helps other people to recognize that, hey, I'm going to go in with my eyes open and I'm going to realize what's coming. So I was caught off guard myself because I got big ideas, and then the reality of our modern economy and our modern business model hits you smack in the face and brought me back down to earth really fast. So with that, I wish you all well out there, my friends, and I wish you success in your journey in this endeavor if you're trying to form an LLC somewhere. And again, I would use Busy, but I might push you towards the lower cost option. They delivered what they said they would, and it is quick and easy. So with that, I'll say goodbye and wish you all a good day. Bye.